Hearts, glorious Hearts. Well, to be truly glorious, you need to be successful. You need to win things. And that's exactly what we're going to do in the brand new Hearts Football Manager 2023 career mode. Welcome back, guys. Son of Scotland 90. It's a new FM, so that means it's a new day. It's a new video. It's a new chance to take Hearts all the way to the top of Scotland and dispose of the ugly sisters, knock Rangers and Celtic off their perch and be the best team in Scotland, paint Scotland maroon and bring the title back to the capital. So that's what we will be looking to do. Now, last year's game, I had a bit of success. We had 2 third place finishes, we won 2 cups, we had a great run in the Europa League, we got to the quarterfinals, including beating Tottenham in the knockout stages, which was very impressive. But it wasn't enough, alright? We're not content with that. We know straight away we are not able to compete for the title. But we want to be competing for the title later down the line. That has to be the goal. I don't know whether it's going to be Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, Season 967. But no matter what season it is, we need to be competing. We need to be winning and bringing home the club's 5th cinch Premiership League title. It's as simple as that. And I will do it. I will not quit. I will fucking not die till I bring home the league title for Hearts. So here we go, breaking news. Hearts have today confirmed the appointment of Jamie Cool. Yes, that's me, aka Son of Scotland 90. What's Robbie Nielsen doing? I don't know, he's probably fucked back off into England. But I like Robbie. We're on good terms with Robbie. So I'm going to stay in touch, and if I ever need some bad tactics, I'll give Robbie a call. Anyway, eyebrows have been raised in the world of football because I'm inexperienced. I'm 31-year-old, and basically, I don't know shit. I've never been successful in FIFA, so why would you hire me for football managers? Because I've got a brain, I've got a footballing mind, and I can turn results, I can get tactics, I can tinker, I can buy players and sign players and kick players to fuck. I can get the team going, and I can do it here in this save. So I put pen to paper on a 2-year deal worth 3.9k. So there you go. 3.9k a week. Holy fuck. I wish I was earning that amount of money, man. I'd be in dreamland. I would eat shite for 3.9k a week. So make it happen, Hearts. If you ever want rid of Robbie Nielsen, then, you know, I'll give you my number. You can call me up whenever you want. I will be managing my favourite club. So that's an honour. I mean, I'd do it for free as long as the club would maybe let me sleep in the stands or something, then yeah, I would manage the club for free. I lack the reputation of a title specialist, so well, yeah, we want to challenge for major honours. Look, I might not have any reputation or anything like that, but I will. Soon enough, I will. I guarantee it. By the end of this series, I'll have a big reputation. Hopefully it's a good one and not a fucking bad one, though. So there you go. Breaking news. Son of Scotland 90 has been hired. But let's look at Hearts. Let's look at the general information going into this season. So reputation, I believe reputation's just like the club standing in like world football. At the moment, we're 3 stars, and that's pretty good. For us to go to 3.5, I don't know what it would take, but I think we'd need to be successful in Europe. I think we'd need to consistently finish 3rd and clearly be the best of the rest, which is all I want to do, at least in the first couple of seasons. But yeah, we're 3-star reputation. That doesn't bother me. Media prediction for this season is 3rd. I'm predicting 3rd as well, but I want to run the old firm close. Just because I'm predicting 3rd doesn't mean I'll be content if we finish 3rd, but we're like 30 points behind. No, fuck, I want to be on their tails. I want to be up their hole like a man in a gay bar. So I want to be all over the old firm, and that is what I intend to do. So, with that said, let's look at the director of football, Joe Savage, that lovely bald-headed man. Can he sign us any players? I'm hoping so. Hopefully he can bring in a couple of gems, and we'll see if we can fit them into the team. We've got Lee McCulloch as the assistant manager. I like Lee. He's alright. He's a good guy. Year founded 1874. Fierce rivals Hibernian. Obviously, Tynecastle. We know capacity just under 20,000. Finances are okay. Transfer budget 0. They gave us fuck all to spend. That's not good. That's not good at all. The Jambles have finished as Scottish Cup runner-up in 2022. Last season we finished 3rd. And in terms of this season, We'll enter the Scottish Cup at the 4th round. We'll enter the Premier Sports Cup at the 2nd round. And we will enter the Europa League at the playoffs. We win the playoffs, we go straight in to the Europa League. We lose the playoffs, we go in to the Conference League. And it looks like Football Manager actually has the licensing this year, so that's pretty good. In terms of the club history, we have 8 Scottish Cups, which is not bad. I don't want to get this wrong, but I believe we are the 3rd most successful team in the Scottish Cup. Don't quote me on that, but I'm willing to bet money on it. I am actually willing to bet money that no team other than the Old Firm have won more Scottish Cups than us. We have 4 league titles, which, again, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that puts us as the 3rd joint most successful team. I believe there's 4 clubs with 4 league titles. If I'm right, I think it's us, Hibs, Aberdeen, and I'm going to say Queen's Park. Now, I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. I'm normally right, so fuck it. We'll just go with that. We want to make it 5 titles, though, relatively soon. We have 4 Scottish Premier Sports Cup, Premium Sports Cups, or whatever. Shitty League Cup, don't really care about that. But yeah, trophy's a trophy. If we win it, we win it. And we've won 3, championship titles. The not the top league, but the one just below it, the one that doesn't count. So that's it. That's all you really need to know. And now we need to get into business. Now this is a brief report. This is technically on paper. I'm assuming this is taken into account injury free. This is what our best 11 is. Craig Gordon in nets, Cochrane, Kingsley, Halkett and Smith, Keogh and Devlin, Grant in front of them, Mackay and Snodgrass on either side, and Shankland up front. Do I agree with that? Maybe. I agree with most of it. I don't think I agree with all of it, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, I like Snodgrass, but at this stage of his career, is he really in our best 11? I don't know. I mean, Keogh, is he really better than Benenjami? I highly doubt it. Kingsley, I think, is better at left back than he is centre back. But yeah, no, apart from that, it's a solid team, and I'm hoping that this 11, if this 11's fit for most of the season, will be successful. Let's put it that way. Let's look at the club vision then. Board culture, sign players under the age of 22. You know what? That's something I actually want to do, and I feel like I've done that a lot last season in Football Manager 2022. There's no point signing old players. Hearts don't have the money. We don't have the money and the wages to sign good players that are established, because we just can't afford to. So what we need to do is sign good players who aren't established, because that way they don't even know they're good, and we can get them for cheap. You could sign... I mean, if you sign a 19-year-old, he could be just as good as a 30-year-old. But if that 30-year-old's played in, top leagues, then he's going to come with a price tag. Whereas the 19-year-old's unproven, nobody really knows about him. So he's going to come with pretty much no price tag, even though he could be better than the 30-year-old. So we need to do that. Financially, we can't afford to do what sometimes Rangers and Celtic do and go out and buy these players. We can't do that, so we need to, try and get younger players. And that is something I want to do in this series. I'm going to try and basically, fuck it. I'm going to try and steal players from the other teams in the league. So if I see any good young players coming through from the Championship or teams below us in the Scottish Premiership, I'm going to be on their tail. I'm going to be stalking them. And I'm going to be hopefully bringing them into Tynecastle and getting them to sign a wee bit of paper that makes them a Hearts player. They want us to develop players using the club's youth system as well. That is desired. Happy days. We'll do that. Actionable objectives. Work within the wage budget. Of course we can do that. 5-year plan. Challenge in a domestic cup competition. I mean, if we fucking challenge, man, I expect I'll be... If I don't win a cup in 5 years, sack me. I mean, honestly, I think we should be winning a cup in 5 years. Qualify for the Europa League. I'm hoping we do it this year, never mind 5 years. End of current season. Oh, damn it. Okay, right. Okay, I was reading the wrong bit. Okay, there you go. It makes perfect sense now. So they want us to get challenged for a domestic cup. Fair enough, we can do that. Qualify for the Europa League. We'll try and do that. But regardless, we will be in the Europa Conference League anyway. Reach the latter stage of the Scottish Cup. Every year, I think if we don't make Hampden, it's a bit disappointing, so I'll be looking to do that. Be competitive in the Europa League, required, you know what, I'll be able to do that as well. If we're not competitive in the Europa League, then hopefully we'll be competitive in the Europa Conference League, and they want us to challenge for the Premier Sports Cup. I mean, all this stuff seems doable. End of season, so they want us to, basically these seasons, that nothing's really changed, just want us to continue qualifying for the Europa League. So it looks like over the next 5 years, Hearts want to establish themselves as a Europa League team, and I think that's very fair, and that's what I want to do as well. So yeah, me and the club both have the same vision. So to finish, do we want to have a schedule? Yeah, fuck it, we'll meet the press, do it, we'll go for it. Let's save it first, and then we'll meet the big bad press, and hopefully they don't have too many difficult questions for us, and then we'll see what happens from here on out. So let's go. Hearts players in the last year of their contract. So this ain't good. Robert Snodgrass, Peter Haring. Look at your boys, Gary Mackay-Steven, Josh Ginnelly, Michael Smith, Ross Stewart, Connor Smith, Ewan Henderson, Cammy Logan. How many? Holy shit, man. Harry Stone, Scott McGill, then a bunch of young players, man. That we will need to keep an eye on that. That's something that I cannot allow. Most of those guys I want to re-sign, so I'll be looking to get that done. Hopefully in the first couple of months, I'll be signing all these guys up to a new deal. Robert Snodgrass, he is 34. I'll probably look to offer him maybe a 1-year contract extension, but I don't know if I really want to pay $3,000 on the guy. That's the thing. But we'll see. We'll see. Tactics. We'll worry about tactics later down the line. We're just through the fucking front door, man. Let us, like, Jesus Christ, guys, give us a break. Here we go. Supporters profile. This seems new. I think this is a new addition that they've added. I don't like the colour scheme. It looks like a gay rainbow flag or whatever. But here, who's judging? Hardcore supporters make up 12%. Core make up 36%. Family 18%. Fair weather 18%. Corporate 2%, and casual 14%. So 12% of the fan base apparently is hardcore, and 2% of the fan base is apparently wankers. So yeah, there you go. Nice to know that we have followers from all different aspects of life. Supporter influence on the board is high. Social media followers is 318.1k, so that's a lot of followers. Season ticket holders, we have 14,000. That's pretty good money, bringing in season ticket money, so happy with that. Season ticket waiting list 0, so there's nobody on a waiting list. Not quite sure what the waiting list is, but it is what it is. I mean, we've seen it. It doesn't really matter. But if anyone wants to join the waiting list, by all means, go and do it. We'll accept these current visions, these tactics. We will. Don't want to create the tactics just yet. We'll leave that for now. Injury update. Here we go. So we have 3 players out injured. 3 reoccurring injuries. So Craig Gordon's got a bad knee. Stephen Humphries has got a bad knee as well, and fucking hell, all these guys have got ligaments or knee problems. In terms of the main injuries, we've got Benny Benenjami out, still damaged cruciate ligaments. He's seeing a specialist. He's going to be out for, holy shit, man. He's been out for 16 months already, and he's still got another 5 to 6 months to go. Will he ever come back the same player? Who knows? Craig Halkett pulled hamstring. He should be back in about 2 weeks, so hopefully that'll be back in time for the season. Yeah, no problem there. So don't rush it, Craig. Take your time, and then Keogh should be back in a few days. He's already been out for 3 months, so you can see that. Then, I mean, it's not bad. It could be a lot worse there. I'll take the 3 injuries because some clubs have it a lot worse than we do. But let's look at the players then. Let's look at the squad. So in terms of goalkeepers, we've got Craig Gordon, Clark, and Stewart. Straight off the bat, I don't see Stewart playing much, but I guess he's a solid number 3. He is actually good for a backup. I mean, he is the backup of... He's Sander Clark's backup, and Sander Clark is Craig Gordon's backup. So to have a 2.5-star third-rated goalkeeper, that's actually not bad. But yeah, Gordon 4 stars, Sander Clark 3.5 stars. I mean, that's great cover. If anything happens to Craig Gordon, cross my fingers it doesn't. But if it does, then Sander Clark is a really good option to have in there. So I'm happy with that. Let's look at the centre-backs. We've got Craig Halkett, Nielsen, and Rolls. That is the out-and-out centre-backs, apparently. Obviously, Craig Halkett is the main man. He'll be the guy that I expect to be the rock at the back. He'll be the first team, and he'll be the first player on the team sheet for the defenders, no doubt about it. Lewis Nielsen, I think he's got a great career ahead of him. His potential is 5 stars maybe, so yeah, we will try and play him as much as possible, but maybe at the moment he's not quite up to first team football. We've got Kai Rolls, solid. He's a regular starter. In terms of on the right, we have Nathaniel Atkinson and Michael Smith. Of course, you've got Andy Halliday, who can play pretty much any position on the left. You have Stephen Kingsley and Cochrane. Obviously, Stephen Kingsley can also play centre-back. So, I mean, we do have good options at the back. And we can change people around. We've got Toby Civic as well, who can play it on the right or centre-back. And then you've got Haring, who is traditionally I'd say we use him more as a midfielder, but again, he can be used as a centre-back. So I think Peter Haring, he's a versatile player, man. He gives you options, which is, you need that, especially when injuries pile up. So that is what we'll be looking to do. Moving on then to the midfield, we have Cameron Devlin, we have Benny Benenjame, and we have Keogh, who are kind of your, centre mid, defensive mid. So that's I think the strongest partnership we have there is Devlin and Benenjame. That's the two I'll be looking to go with. But obviously we know for now that Benenjame is out. So yeah, expect Keogh to come in and take his place. We move on then with Snodgrass, Grant, Barry Mackay, Forrest, Mackay Stephen, Ginnelly. We do have options, maybe not that many, but I think we've got good options, especially out wide. You've got Barry Mackay, likes of Barry Mackay, Forrest, Snodgrass. I mean, Gary Mackay-Stephen probably way past his best now, but I think he can still do a job. You've got Josh Ginnelly, who sometimes looks fucking world class, other times looks like an absolute donkey, so I don't know. Hopefully we get the world-class version. And then up front, you've got Liam Boyce, Ewan Henderson, Lawrence Shankland, and on loan, Stephen Humphreys. And Stephen Humphreys, I think, has been impressive since he joined us on loan. So maybe, just maybe, at the end of that, we could perhaps, if he performs in the opening season, maybe we could look at making that loan deal permanent. But in terms of the transfer value, who offers us the most value, the most money? It's Shankland, between 1.5 and 2 million. Then it's Devlin, 1.2 to 1.8. Then we've got Benenjame, 1.1 to 2 million, and Barry Mackay, 1 million to 1.7 million. So it looks like we have at least 4 players that are valued at over $1 million, and then there's a couple of other players, to be honest, that could potentially go for over $1 million. So we're doing okay. If Craig Gordon was young, we know he'd probably worth double figures. He'd be worth like 10 million, like that, or something like that. So yeah, he'd definitely go for 8 figures, but unfortunately for us, he's 40 or 39, so we don't get the benefits, don't get the advantage of a young super in his prime, Craig Gordon. But here, I mean, it is what it is. Let's look at the schedule. We have a bunch of friendlies lined up. So we're playing the Hearts second 11 in a neutral game tomorrow. I'm assuming that's just to get a look at I might even cancel that. I just don't really see the point of us playing each other. Or we might keep it. I don't know. Is it Ferguson Park? I mean, fuck it, I don't know. Do we keep it or do we not? I don't know. I'll think closer to the time. I don't know why I say closer to the time. It's happening tomorrow, so I don't really have much time. But I guess we could let it happen. Then we've got a bunch of friendlies. We're taking on Oakley Cannons, Bentley Greens, Cumbernauld, Colts. A bunch of shite teams that we should be beating the baller. Then we play Besticas, which I believe will be a difficult game. And then at the end of the month, we have our opening Cinch Premiership matchup. We are at home and we will be taking on Ross County. So that'll be a big game, a winnable game, a game that we should be winning, a game that I want to win, and a game that hopefully we can make a great start to the season with and collect 3 points. Now, in terms of the transfer window, it has been off. It's been put off, so there'll be no transfers in this window, but I will be looking to probably make some when it comes to January. But here we can see the players that have already been brought in for us. So there's the whole list there. I didn't even realise we brought in a bunch of people for Rangers. Zach Queen, Ryan Duncan, Scott Cowie. I take it these are just younger guys that, yeah, I didn't even know we had these dudes, but it is what it is. And then you see on the transfers out, there's the players that are leaving us. Most of them are on loan, to be honest. So not a big problem there. That McNeff guy wasn't good anyway, so I don't really care if he's went to Perth Glory. I think the guy was pretty damn shite, if you ask me. But yeah, obviously looking forward to start the season. Our Europa League playoffs will be happening in September, or not September, August actually, 18th of August and the 25th of August. And that's not good that we play Celtic in between, so yeah, it's not like we have an easy game. Like, it's Celtic away as well. Fucking hell. So we have to travel to Celtic Park either side of our Europa League playoffs. And we've got a decent squad, but we don't have a huge squad. And so that is going to be... What a week that's going to be. Europa League playoff, Celtic, and then the second tie of the Europa League playoff. That's going to be insane. So I am looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm a bit nervous, man. A bit nervous indeed. So that is what the upcoming schedule looks like. The Scottish Cup obviously begins in January. In terms of the World Cup, it doesn't look like they factored the World Cup into this, because it's like, is the World Cup being cancelled or something? Because, yeah, no, it looks like they're not factoring the World Cup in, because, yeah, we're in 2022 here, and the fixtures, we're playing in November, and we're playing in... Oh, wait, no, they're factoring it in, so my bad. So, yeah, I thought there was more than that, so we're basically only taking about, 35 days off for the World Cup. I get it's still long, but I thought it was going to be closer to, 2 full months, but no, 35-day break for the World Cup. So we finish up against Livy on the 12th of November, and then we come back for Kilmarnock on the 17th of December. So yeah, I think it's going to be crucial. It's almost like this season, the league's been split up into 2 parts. You've got part 1, pre-World Cup, and then you've got part 2 post-World Cup. So I think it's crucial that we try and get off to a good start, and hopefully by the time we go into the winter break, by the time the World Cup comes around, that we're in a good position, and that we're not sitting there panicking, twiddling our thumbs, waiting for the World Cup to end to see if we can, try and move back up the league table. I want to make sure that we are in a good position by the time the World Cup comes around. And who knows? Maybe we'll go to some World Cup games, maybe we'll scout some teams and see if we can get any potential players to bring into the club when it comes to January. But that's pretty much going to do it then, guys, for the intro episode 1. I'm looking forward to getting down to business, looking forward to getting the opening game of the season underway, but we've pretty much covered everything to do with the club here. The finances, pretty much ain't any finances, to be fair. I mean, we could look at that more in depth, but we know the transfer budget is pretty much non-existent. Overall balance of the club is 2.4 million. We will be looking to increase that. And obviously, if we get into Europe, the gates from Europe and the money that we get for each game and the licenses and the TV deals, getting into Europe, we're going to be in Europe regardless, but obviously being in the Europa League would pay more, so we want to get into that. It's a big game for us, and a big opportunity for us to get into, Europe's second biggest and most important club competition. So that's what we'll be looking to do when the playoffs come around. But that's good, guys. I'll be back for episode 2. Be back for hopefully our first game of the season. I'll probably just play all the friendlies offline, because I don't really see the values in friendlies. I could sit here and I could spend the first 4 or 5 episodes just doing the friendly matches, but honestly, I don't really see the point in that. So I will play them offline, and then we'll be back tonight, hopefully, and we can see how we kick off the season against Ross County. That's it, man. Looking forward to making Hearts glorious again, and hopefully bring home our 5th league title. Anyway, guys, that's it. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch you in the next one. Till then, though, peace.